Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's Rohan here, and this is what Warren Buffett had to say on Bitcoin recently. If you told me you owned all the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I would not take it because what would I do with it? I would have to sell it back to you one way or the other. It doesn't produce anything. Now, Warren Buffett is probably history's greatest value investor, and I have huge respect for him. But he probably does not understand cryptocurrency, or maybe he does not want to understand it for some reason. In this video, I will look into that in some detail. Before proceeding, if we have not met before, very welcome to my channel, and in this channel you will find my analysis and opinion daily on crypto, macroeconomy and global investment scenario in general. Let's start. So, he described his views on farmland and rental properties versus Bitcoin as the difference between productive assets and something that depends on the next guy paying you more than the last guy got. He said, the apartments are going to produce rent and the farms are going to produce food, but if I have got all the Bitcoin, I am back to wherever I was. So what Warren Buffett misses in his analysis is that Bitcoin is not a typical investment with cash flows and tangible assets backing it, but rather it's a different form of money which runs parallel and independently of today's traditional money. So when considering how to value it, a few truths come to mind about Bitcoin. First, because of its security backed by mathematics and physics, and because of its open and permissionless nature, Bitcoin affords its participants incredibly strong property rights. These property rights mean that you can hold on to your Bitcoin and be confident that your fraction of the overall monetary network will never be debased. It cannot be taken from you without your consent. Furthermore, you can send it to anyone, anywhere in the world at any time. The value of this is more obvious to the billions of people living under regimes with worse property rights than those living in the US, UK or in advanced parts of the world. So this is reflected in the per capita adoption of Bitcoin being highest in places like Argentina, Turkey, Lebanon and Nigeria. So while it's true that Bitcoin doesn't produce anything tangible in the way that farmland does, or General Motors or GE or Coca-Cola does, it does produce a form of property rights, arguably the strongest form of property right that is accessible to every human with an internet connection. Therefore, some of the value attributed to Bitcoin can be thought of as the market's determination of how valuable the idea of property rights itself is. Since a system of property rights is a necessary pretext for an economy to thrive, valuing Bitcoin from this perspective is akin to looking at New York City's skyline and trying to assess the value of the granite foundation upon which all of it is built. Valuation of an asset such as this requires stepping outside of your normal frame of reference, which is undeniably more difficult to do for someone who has spent as much time in the old classical stock market as Buffett has. Now, Buffett either does not properly understand the value of network in the digital age, or he purposefully trying to diminish the power of an emerging technology that challenges his position as a central figure in a financial system that rewards systemically important people like him. Because if Buffett truly understood Bitcoin, he would correctly perceive it to be a threat to exactly the kind of disproportionate influence that someone like him enjoys. Coincidentally, this is precisely why the Chinese government have taken hard lines against Bitcoin, because it empowers individuals by granting them freedom in the economic domain. And hence, Warren Buffett implicitly praised the Chinese Communist Party, pointing to them as a model which we should follow by rejecting Bitcoin. Now, returning back to Bitcoin and its inherent value, one can also consider Bitcoin as valuable in the same way that people consider insurance valuable and therefore worth paying for. Bitcoin is a hedge against the monetary mismanagement by politicians and bankers. It provides a parallel system outside of their control and the one that is open for anyone to find refuge in should the current system fail to meet their needs. And here are a few more ways to conceptualize the value inherent in Bitcoin. The Bitcoin monetary network and the Lightning network built on top of it can facilitate final settlement of financial transactions globally almost instantly and at nearly zero cost. All the value currently captured by middlemen such as Visa, MasterCard, Western Union, international banks, and foreign exchange markets can be captured by Bitcoin monetary network. It's cheaper, faster, and vastly more transparent and auditable than the incumbents when it comes to moving value across the world. Now, let's look at a confusing action from Mr. Warren Buffett himself, who took over an indirect exposure to cryptocurrency, or should I say, it's a classic example of do as I say, not as I do from Mr. Buffett. As of February this year, it is known that Warren Buffett invested $1 billion in a bank called Nubank, which was labeled as a crypto-friendly bank. And after recent events, calling Nubank crypto-friendly might be an understatement because Nubank is involved with cryptocurrency market in much deeper way. First off, in May, Nubank announced that it would be offering Bitcoin to its customer and that it would also be committing 1% of its portfolio to Bitcoin. That means Warren Buffett is exposed to Bitcoin even if it is indirectly. Interestingly, Buffett initiated a position in Nubank just as he exited from positions in traditional financial stocks such as Visa and MasterCard. But there is more. At the beginning of November this year, Nubank introduced NuCoin. It's a digital currency of its own. For now, NuCoin is being developed with the help of 2,000 customers with the intention of launching officially in 2023. Initially, NuCoin will be a way for customers to receive rewards, but it will also trade as any other cryptocurrency does. Nubank is clearly committed to the idea of crypto, and this is something an investor like Buffett must have been aware of at the time of his investing. But is that all he knew? Few days back, Brazil, the country where Nubank is based off, passed a law making cryptocurrency a legal payment method. This was approved by the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil, but still requires the signature of the president. Now, whether by luck or more likely foresight, Buffett has interest in an upcoming fintech with crypto exposure, which is located in a country of 200 million people that just legalized crypto. How is it possible? If Buffett publicly says that he will not pay $25 for all the Bitcoin in the world, think about it. That pretty much wraps up this video. If you liked it, do smash the like button and also don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.